You start.
I had to.
That's
All right.
Take two. Take number 47.
Hello to anybody and everybody, or anybody and everybody.
Wherever, whoever.
Whenever.
I was just
However.
hoping you'd say it.
I'm too slow, bitch.
Hello to everybody or anybody that's watching this. This is Lyrical Laughter. My name's Caleb. I'm joined by Andrew and Mitch. We're three musicians that shoot the shit. We talk about anything from music to games, technology. We can talk about anything.
Past, the future.
Yeah. The present. Jinx, you owe me a kiss.
Because every day is a gift.
And not a given right. Thank you, Shinedown.
Master Oogway,
But
dude.
today has a theme.
Today does have a theme. First episode of the podcast, and it's Halloween. I hope my mic was not moving so much where it was squeaking and that.
No,
But
dude, you're
good,
good. Yeah, you got one of them fancy dynamic mics.
Funny thing is you got to do me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Today, since it's Halloween, I wanted the first episode to be spooky themed because I love spooky stuff. And I know Andrew's take on scary things to an extent.
What's that?
Dude,
What is it?
you get
What's that?
spooked. You get spooked, so I know you have some
Talking about it's
spooky
one
too.
thing. I just don't like watching
Yeah.
shit, man. You know?
Yeah, like
I'll
the-
watch it. I'm not a bitch. Like, you know.
And I honestly don't know Mitch's take on this. I know that we were talking the other day. So I'll just start with my take because not just ghosts or anything like that, just spooky stuff like that, adrenaline that it gives you. I like that. I don't know why. And it's like a weird, because I guess it's my addictive personality. I'm like hooked on caffeine when I try it, or nicotine or whatever, music. I'm like, always can't get enough. And it's always been
That's
like
fair.
that with scary
You're
stuff.
not a quitter, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
quit.
I mean, for me, when it comes to spooky stuff, like horror in general, I don't really care for it. Funny enough that this is the first episode theme.
Well, we need
but,
someone
like-
like you to counteract
Yeah, I'm just
my side.
I mean, I was talking to Andrew the other day about it, and I was like, those like TV shows or whatever, I'll just sit there and make fun of them.
Mhm.
Be like,
That's what I
"You
have to do to
dumb
lighten the
bitch.
mood.
Right.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have
like
the keys.
Yeah, like when Annabelle turns around or something, that guy does the overdub. He's like, "Hi, welcome to Chili's." Like, I
Yeah.
need that. I
that's-
need that.
yeah.
Or else I'm actually hair standing up. Like, I'm like
Yeah.
a child at heart. I think I always will be. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, if I watch a scary movie, like doors got to be closed. Like, Hannah hates when the doors close. She's like, she wants the door to be open when we sleep so the dog can come in and out. I'm like, nope. I watch
Oh,
something
I don't
fucked
like
up.
it.
Doors getting closed.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
you
Like,
know.
Boots for like that ICP
This is
song.
my safe space.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks for keeping the
Home.
door open, bitch.
Yeah.
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 No, I mean, like, I've seen a ton of scary movies as a kid, like real impressionable, like this tall kid.
Mhm.
And I have like a super active imagination, so that stuff
yeah.
messed me up. Like there's a I think it was Wes Craven movie. It's really
That
bad,
name
by the
sounds
way.
familiar.
It's
Like
just
Rob
called
Zombie?
They. Yeah,
They.
yeah. I don't know if you did.
Are you sure it wasn't
that.
Z or them?
What is going on with my my camera's pissing me off? I'm like, haha, natural ginger color, fake ginger.
They're all fake.
But yeah, it's called They, and essentially like kids who have like tons of nightmares, like they're like 4 to 6 years old or whatever. The essentially these like demons come out of the darkness and drag them into their realm and mark them. And then when they turn like 21 or something, like 21, 25, they come back and drag them into their realm and eat them.
Yeah, once they hit that
Right
bottle,
before their car insurance rates go down. That's too
Yeah,
bad.
dude, I know. I'd be
the
so
first
pissed.
drink is blood.
Yeah. And like it's kind of more of a thriller sort of movie, I
Well,
guess.
So
But-
basically what I was getting at is because there's a couple things to talk about here. You can talk about, I enjoy it. Just so we get this straight, there's something about paranormal things or things that's why it's called paranormal. It's not categorizing it specifically. It's things that you can't explain. And that's what's scary is you don't know what the fuck is happening. If something
Yeah.
falls down or something moves or you see a UFO or something,
Oh no, my door.
yeah. It's just like, whoa, like anything that defies physics is unknown, unexplained, is categorized as paranormal, and there's some explanations to it. So when it comes to, like, Andrew and I both have had some interactions or incidents where we'd be like, yes, that's categorized as a spirit or ghost, paranormal activity. I always thought that too, but when I think about it, because I think about it a lot, I'm really interested in it. I watch a lot of shows and stuff. The thing with the shows is I take everything with a grain of salt, because then, like I was talking about the other night, what point do you do it? Say you're doing it for fun. Say you were the dog, dude. I was like, whoa.
I was like, is that a fucking rat behind you, Andrew? It's your dog.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
And it all started
I'm
from
sorry.
when
daughter. No.
You bitch. Yeah, dude, I just thought it was like a massive rat, and it just like at the
Basically
camera, I was like,
is. But so
I'm on edge, bro.
like ever since I was young, I was exposed. So my dad watched me. My first horror movie I remember was the Silent Hill movie, which a lot of people don't think is good, but it was my first horror movie ever. That and The
You're
Hills Have
little,
Eyes.
that
I
amount
was
of
7, and it was like
You're
8 when
a
it.
baby.
Yeah. Well, I'm 24 now, so when I forget.
I
when
mean, I
2006
haven't seen that movie, but I saw a clip of where Pyramid Head's just
rips
like,
that
"All
girl's
right."
skin off.
Yeah, I was like, that's
That
fucking
literally is
sick.
burned into my mind. It's so funny because someone brought it up. I think it was Markiplier there on the Distractable podcast. Shout out. They're talking about that scene. And like everyone shits on it. Everyone I know that, not to get carried away with Silent Hill, but that was my first like shit. That and The Hills Have Eyes, A Wrong Turn. My mom was so pissed. And she was like, what the fuck? But I think that's what intrigued me into all this stuff. That in my old house, so much crazy weird shit happened. And so it's always fascinated me. But to now, like I've always thought about it over the years when it comes to TV shows and stuff. Like I've always like, I want to go ghost hunting, start a YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure that's where everyone starts. But when you get into like production and stuff, most of the time, nothing happens. I've made so many videos, nothing happens. But shit has happened to me before and off camera. But when there's money involved in production, then you have to differentiate.
Just camera shy, man.
Yeah. So I don't know what's real, what's not. There's certain ones that really interest me that people that are credited well and are pretty genuine, to say the least. But what I believe in, I don't know if that's what is. I don't think you can speculate too much on it because something is happening. But people are like, well, there's a science behind it. There could be a science that we have not discovered yet, just like combustible engines or airplanes or stuff like that. And then the shit we're getting into with quantum mechanics and actual scientists admitting, yes, like there's different dimensions. I mean, there's right now when we discovered infrared and ultraviolet lighting, there are different frequencies and dimensions that we can't see with the naked eye that we never knew existed until we invented that science for it. So what could it be and what happens to energy and all that? That just fascinates me because of the science. Like, could it be, if you're religious, anything, and not to get into religion, but I think is agreed upon that a lot of religions are based around the same concept. So something was going on and people were trying to figure it out. But
religion's hard to nail down though, because there's so many interpretations of it. I know people like that would identify as such and such, and then they'll be like, yeah, dude, I fuck with paranormal activity. And then you ask someone else who's not so much, they're like, no, this is the only way. There's only positivity in my life. There's no such thing as, paranormal
that's not
activity.
The real world. Sorry.
And to them, they shut that out because like they would imagine any paranormal activity, they automatically assume it's of malice. They're like, oh, it's like they're trying to kill you with the demon. Yeah, and I'm like, no,
Lucifer immediately, and it's like, no, dude.
Yeah.
I personally believe in ghosts, because like, I mean, I know it's.
You believe in the concept of ghosts, or like they're humans that have deceased, in like more of the Catholic kind of purgatory sense?
I guess
we don't know, but is that where you're leaning?
I mean, my thought process is like some people just like maybe choose not to move on. Some can't for some unresolved reason.
Well,
Or
yeah, we don't know, but
oh, yeah, I don't really know, but like, I believe that stuff's around.
we all can agree it's
Not all of it's bad.
fascinating, right? And not everybody
Yeah,
believes it, and it could be explainable in the future with science we don't know,
who
like
knows,
quantum
Definitely
dude?
fascinating,
mechanics.
but it's not something I want to like,
It's spooky though.
constantly put on. Like Isaac will watch this stuff all
I
year
know.
round. It doesn't even have to be
I know,
thematic
dude.
or anything. He'll just be like, "Yo, I watched this like, like burglary shit." I'm like, "Oh, I can fuck with that." Like when something like jump scares because somebody broke into my house, like that,
Yeah.
one he was showing us.
Mhm.
But when it's like,
Oh yeah,
the
that
curtains
dude in the
the curtains are
basement.
moving. Or there's this, or like the one with the dude. He was just like, I'm like, just get rid of him.
Oh,
Literally
the
delete
like
him.
the
There
clown
doesn't.
doll
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I think it was like called
Jeffrey. I'm like,
Jeffrey. Yeah, that's
So
what.
I'm like,
And
bro. Then what are you doing? Like,
those are
bro,
funny. Those are more thrill chasers because those obviously, and being young and being into like making film and watch every behind the scenes and how it's
yeah,
made and every movie ever. I'm like, and with technology these days, it's so easy to pull off. And
yeah.
I think Isaac does that for the thrill, but it seemed like he was leaning into like believing every single one. I was like, dude, obviously it's on a
I'm not
stranger.
even paying attention enough to even read that from him. I'm
Yeah.
just like, remember I told you this is my little safety net. I'm always like,
yeah.
I
I'll
always
peek
come at
over and
everything
watch.
like I'm kind of
Just
cynical.
like,
It's the adult version of the, peek
Yeah.
it through your
yeah,
fingers. I'm
like
just
like covering your eyes and
I'm
you
like, I'm like, what's up, Twitter world? Like,
Okay, OJ.
what's up, Twitter world? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
What's
Yeah.
up, Twitter world? Yours truly,
shout out to
OJ Simpson. Yeah, thanks for that joke,
What's up, Twitter world? I'll just hide behind my phone. What's going on, Facebook?
dude.
Show me how to
I'm
bake them
not.
cookies or
Dude,
something.
Tom had
So,
they had I just listened to something with him. It was really funny. But shout out to YMH.
yeah.
But yeah,
I have no idea.
have you ever had any crazy experiences? Like
Like
paranormal?
paranormal or I've had I can only remember two, but I want to say there have been more.
Yeah,
But
just like weird. Whoa, what was that? But
yeah, some were just like a little like, oh, I'm creeped out. The vibes are
right,
not good, you know. But there are two
Oh, it was like a
specifically.
group thing.
Uh,
yeah. There's
the
a
other ones were
gangbang of ghosts came to my
Yeah.
house,
yeah.
pinned me
Just like,
down.
"Oh, what's up? You want
No,
some
I meant like you were with
ectoplasm?"
multiple people who agreed upon the same
Yeah,
sentiment of the vibes off, or were you by
yeah.
yourself? Oh,
I
you
was. It's typically like group setting. I've had some friends in the past that are like, "We heard this dirt road was haunted. We should go at 3
Oh yeah,
a.m.
dude.
during
So
witching hour." And I'm
many.
like, "Fuck that!
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
doing
no.
that. No, bro. I want to sleep
No,
or
there
play
there was
video
even a
games."
time that Caleb said he saw something. He tried to turn the car around, and I was like, actually, like, can you fucking
Yeah, I was
not?
gonna
Like,
speak about that. Oh wait,
Yeah,
with us together?
yeah, I was in your car, and you were like, dude, I just want to double check, and I'm like,
Are we going down that dirt road?
literally, I was
Behind...
like, I think I got almost to a point of pleading. I'm like, this actually freaks me out to the point where I could literally cry. Like, I don't fuck with like watching it behind a TV screen, but you were like, I'm turning around, dude. It was like a skinwalker or something, and I was like, dude,
no,
fucking
dude,
keep driving.
don't
I don't want
keep
to know what that
going.
was.
Uh,
Like, and he fucking turned the car around, and here I am. I'm in his backseat, like fucking dickhead, dude. Like I was so
Dude,
fucking
that's
mad.
me.
Like, I don't
I
fuck with
need to
that.
know. I
I
need to
know.
go. And
It happened once with Isaac too. We were going down, a certain road, and we were like, "Did you guys see that in front of that house?" And Isaac turns around, and I'm all, "Dude, can we just go to where we were trying to go?
yeah.
I don't need to know." And then we went
that's
back, and sure as shit, where they said they saw somebody outside of their house wasn't there. And I'm like, "See, now you're just wasting gas." I'm trying to be funny about it. I'm like, "You just wasted money."
yeah, that's
You know?
just a straight up no for me, dude.
It's a
I'm
big
not.
nothing burger for me.
Why
I don't
though?
know.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because you
Why?
don't
I'm
know
I,
what's
just
gonna
I
scared
don't
as
know,
fuck.
happen.
man.
I don't want something to be there. Like, because what's the point?
Okay, but
I think
on
it's
the
a
off
waste of
chance
time.
there is something there,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing. I'm so willing to take that risk just to figure it out, and that's
Yeah.
naive and ignorant because you know I'm putting all my money on red, and the chances
Right.
are slim.
Yeah.
Well, even the chances are slim for anything to happen in general. But if something were to happen, it would be
Mhm.
it'd probably be significant. But I'm so willing to do. For some reason, I think it's not like it's just I want to discover something and be like, holy fuck, and then you're like,
Right.
kind of like people take. It's weird comparison, but people will be like having a midlife crisis, and they'll be like, "I'm gonna do ayahuasca in, the Amazon," and then they like
Oh,
change. They're like, "I need the whole different thing." Like their world is shattered, and they have a new perspective on things.
mhm.
Then it's kind of
Yeah.
like what I wanted to do. That's how I see it. Because if I've had numerous experiences happen, I
Yeah.
still am like, because nothing's happened in a while, so it's like refreshing. It's like, remember, Andrew, you quit smoking, and you smell a cigarette, and you're like trying to remember that the first time or whatever, but you're never gonna remember fully what
Oh,
it.
every time I smell a cigarette, I get this like kind of like like phantom limb almost like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get that like this. I get like
you're like, oh, I need to go smoke.
this like it's like an aeration like this like sensation across my chest. I'm like I
Yeah,
want one so bad kind of thing.
see
Hmm.
that,
Even though I
yeah,
think they're fucking nasty and they're pointless. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll always be a part of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel with that. I mean, I haven't had anything done happen to me in like significant in a while. I've had some weird stuff happen. I tried recording the other day.
Hmm.
But in my head, I'm always like, it's this or that. It doesn't matter. I write it off because I'm stressed out about other shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. To me, it sounds like you kind of dig the thrill of the hunt, if you will. You
yeah,
know.
I'm more sorry than safe in my entire life. It's not the first time Andrew asked me to stop the
So you
car.
you fuck around and you want to find
Oh,
out.
Caleb's a thrill seeker. He does not stop until he gets a. Oh, okay.
That
That's
should be.
it.
Is that a band? I was thinking of
What? Oh,
Dayseeker,
okay.
but
No, Thrill Seeker is an album by August Burns Red.
oh,
It's their first album,
yeah.
2006.
Silent Hill
Hey,
came out then. I think I'm right about that.
It was not Jake Lurs. It was the first album and only album without Jake.
I had just randomly woken up in the middle of the night,
You
and
were about what 4 or 5 then?
yeah, it was like 4 or 5. I remember waking up in the middle of the night. Um, you know, room's pitch black. I can't see really anything. Um, but I'm able to make out like my brother's bed because I shared a room with my brother. And I looked over for him and he wasn't there. I was like, um,
I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I looked over and seen Andrew like so focused.
yeah.
Every time I look at him, he's the fucking guy. We never even had a class together, but I know if we did, we would get kicked out immediately because we just look at each other every time. Like his mom would be serious, like having a serious conversation, like trying to talk to him. I'm in the background,
Yeah.
like trying. I don't know why. Sorry,
He's
continue.
just that dude,
I
you know?
swear, Jack Black
He-
motherfucker.
He's him. Um,
He's
but yeah,
mean.
I looked over. I didn't see my brother there. I called out to him. No reply. And then
Left on red.
lived in a 2-story house in Pontiac at the time, and I went down the stairs to look for him because I'm like, where the hell's my brother? You know. Um, and I find him. He's playing with, I don't know, some toy truck or something. Yeah, he's like a year and a half younger than I am. Um, or, and so he's like 3. I think he was like 3, so I was like 4. Um, and so like I find him. I'm like, Miles, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let's go back to bed. And he just looks up at me, and then he points. And then this is gonna sound like dumb, but what I saw was essentially like you know how uh like death can be drawn in some media. He's got like the cloak. You don't see his
Yeah.
face. He look Nazgul looking motherfucker.
Hmm.
It was like that, but he wore or it they I don't know.
Z.
It was
Had an In
it was
Flames t-shirt. Fuck yeah,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, right. It was a
Yeah,
ooh,
dude.
my titty hit
I
the mic.
forgot I had a different
Uh,
tattoo. I thought I had him on.
it was like an all white cloak with a hood. There's just a black void where the face was. Um, and like I think the arms were skeletal. I don't really remember. They could have been really gaunt.
You saw Inarius from Diablo. It's all
Maybe. I don't know, dude. No, it was just a cloak. There wasn't armor, angel wings.
Right.
But they had chains
I
around
wasn't worried
their.
about 3-year-old fucking hitting
Yeah, right.
them. Maybe.
There's a chain, like a chain, a cuff with a chain coming off of it on both wrists and the ankles of the feet, and it just like looked at me and my brother for a second, turned, and then just like phased into my parents' bedroom. So that was
Damn.
fun.
And this is something that even Miles can confirm, or
Yeah. Yeah, there was one time he just brought it up out of the blue. He's like, "Hey, do you remember seeing this thing when we were kids?" I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Well, that's
Damn.
that backs up that too. And I always thought too, a lot of people think like kids have an imagination. Yeah, they do, but also
Yeah, and
that's why they're more
and I know
susceptible.
earlier,
Like
uh,
their brain's not clogged and cluttered with all. Have you noticed ever since you were getting older, less and less stuff? Well, you've only had a couple experiences, but for me, and I can confirm this, when I'm getting older, I mean, I went through some certain things and I got more stressed out in life. My attention withdrew from that. I eventually stopped seeing or even having nightmares at that point because my mind was so focused on other things. And I
sometimes I
realized,
still get nightmares.
yeah, I definitely do now, but it
Damn,
helps with the
Night
writing
terror.
process.
there are
Yeah.
only
dude.
2 nightmares I can still remember to this day.
Well,
Yeah.
so I've noticed because I was cluttered, my brain was cluttered, and I was stressed out about certain things or whatever. I was just focused elsewhere. Now I started getting like, not just recently, like it's been a while now, but I realized when I focus my attention back to that, and not just that, because then you can trick your brain. There's so much weird psychology behind it, but
Oh yeah.
if you try to keep an open mind, like just speaking about like energy in general, you can you are way more you can perceive like way more. And then I think that's the case with younger children. They're not worried about bills or their next breakup or whatever.
No, not at all.
And then what? You didn't expect to see a fucking Grim Reaper there. You weren't like
Yeah, dude,
afraid to. You were looking for your
It
brother.
was wild.
Like,
I don't
why
know what
did
it
that?
was. Uh, this is probably only like the 5th time I've told this story.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And my brother, like I said, he just out of the blue one year, like, I think we were both in high school at the time. He
Mhm.
asked me about it. So, that for me, that was,
The ghost fucking with his lights, bro.
yeah.
That's one reason I do believe strongly in like something, because my sister and I have shared experiences. It's not like we're both imagining the same thing. And then
Yeah.
so I haven't told this story. I'll kind of graze over it, but I started falling out of like all that stuff. It was still interesting to me, but nothing really happened anymore. And I told this story I think recently, and I have not told it a lot. I just recently decided to tell people because it still moved me. And
Yeah.
people will think whatever. I don't even know what to think about it. But we're driving down the road. She picked me up from my friend's house. I was pretty sleep deprived, to mention. So this is why I thought otherwise. Her and her friend picked me up. It was like 2 a.m. We're driving back down to my house. I see this fucking like skinwalker. I can't describe it anything else than a skinwalker. Just fly, like not like a skinwalker as in like, it looked like a deer it wasn't a deer. I swear it wasn't a deer. I know what a deer looks like. But a deer like length, like a deer jumping. Imagine a deer jumping over a road because it sees headlights. Except instead of a deer, it was like a skeleton with fucking extremely long arms. It was the weirdest fucking thing. I was like in the back seat. I was like, great. I'm seeing shit now. I gotta go to bed. My sister like slammed the brakes. She's like, you fucking saw that too? I was like, holy shit. And I was like, wait, before I say anything.
That made it real. You're
Yeah.
like, wait.
You're like,
because I used to see like
Ayo.
whatever, like if I sleep deprived, I used to watch this thing fucking go across the road. And I was like, before I say anything, describe exactly what it looked like. And she described it to a fucking T what it was. And it was like, I can't, dude, it was like tall. the only reason I said deer is because it had like if a deer was sprawled out jumping,
Was it
but
like
it was
a
vertical and it had we specifically seen fingers that were like extremely long.
Oh, so it was like
She
some
like
rake looking
yeah, like a
motherfucker?
rake, dude. She literally exactly like the rake. She Googled. She did a little bit of research. She found that people have seen similar things around in Michigan woods, and there's like
Yeah.
and then come to find there's an old folk tale
You know, I'm
about
gonna Google
woods
that
around
real
here.
quick. Like,
Yeah, look it up.
like Michigan cryptids or something.
Yes, and it's in
For context, I don't like scary movies and stuff and a lot of horror things, but there are three things I do like, which are playing horror games with the homies, or like
I love
if somebody
horror
wants to
games.
watch
with.
yeah.
Yeah, I
With.
can't play him alone. I literally
Like,
cannot. I've tried playing Amnesia. I was like,
yeah, well, I'll play games like Resident Evil 4 by myself, but that's like
I like that
action
game. So
horror.
fucking scared
That's
me.
different.
The chainsaw
Yeah.
dude.
But like horror games with the homies or somebody watching me play because they're like, I'm too scared, you play it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got you.
Just watch
And
me.
then I love cryptids.
Yeah,
I don't know too much about them, but I just the whole concept of
there's a good show about that.
Ooh, you'll have to send it to me.
Like in rope.
Expedition Unknown.
Yeah. Sorry, 4 things. SCP stuff.
That's cool. Did you see the movie coming out?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. There's actually a really cool fan film on YouTube. I forget what
Yeah, I
it's
seen
called.
that.
but
SCP.
Yeah, search,
Yeah.
contain, and protect.
I thought it was secure,
Secure.
contain, protect. Yeah.
Search and destroy.
That means
It started out as like a internet thing, if I'm recalling correctly. It was like an internet thing where people would post like horror-ish thriller suspense stories about I can't remember the number, but it's essentially these
Pretty good.
anomalies in our planet that are this foundation, the SCP Foundation, like captures and keeps them. And over time, it's been expanded upon. It's like just like an internet thing. But like
You're the dark web type of motherfucker.
huh?
You're like dark web type of dude. 2 a.m. You're like,
Yeah, I'm like, there's an SCP that if you, I can't remember the number, but it's also called, its code name is Shy Guy. It's
Yeah.
one I think is terrifying because like
I only
you
know
could
this
be,
because of Markiplier.
yeah, you could be literally anywhere in like I'll say space or time, and if you see a picture of it, it will find you and kill you.
Damn.
And it looks like, it's all white. It's got like elongated fingers,
See the Shy Guy?
hollow
Oh, I'm alive.
sockets for eyes, an elongated jaw, and it just looks terrifying. But if you look at it or even a picture of it, it'll just come at you screaming and then kill you.
nice.
It's cool. There's like another one that if you look away, it moves super fast and snaps your neck. There's another one. This one I actually remember. It's SCP-3106. It's essentially like a living, what do they call them in D&D? It's like a slime that dissolves the meat off your bones and stuff. But it's like a pool, and if you fall on it, it will like dissolve everything off of you, but you aren't dead.
You're just there, dude.
You're just there. You can move, talk, still everything like I am right now, but you're just a skeleton.
Yeah.
Everything else is gone because it eats it. But it's a sentient thing. Andrew, have you ever played the game Control?
No, but Isaac has, and if he was
Game
here,
looks
he would be
cool.
able to confirm that.
Dude,
Okay,
yeah.
it's not the SCP Foundation, but it's like in the same vein.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, that, and I love occult stuff.
that's pretty
Like
interesting.
demons, angels, werewolves, vampires, all that stuff.
Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo, gothic fantasy.
That stuff's really interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, have you ever seen any demons, werewolves, or vampires, or like a scary shit in the toilet?
Dude,
No.
that's me every time I Taco Bell,
I don't
dude.
think I've ever seen anything.
Have you Have you ever had any experiences? I think you have. I thought
Yeah. I think I've had two that I can recall.
in the trailer.
No, one was at your house.
Oh fuck! Or-
We were just fucking around high in the fucking kitchen. Caleb's mom, don't listen. And
Sorry.
I don't know,
Dude.
dude. We just were like, yo, what was that? And we thought it was Duke playing with us. We're like, Duke.
Wasn't
And
Will
then
there?
Will was there too.
Oh, dude, I remember this.
And yeah, dude, we just looked across his living room and we swear that we saw a figure somewhat peeking around the corner, like where you take your shoes off, like through his garage door. And then we were like, what the fuck? And we just grabbed our snacks and drinks and just bolted back to his room. And we didn't
I
go
thought
back
it was
out.
Will.
Or
And
no, yeah,
Will was in the bedroom, like, what?
oh, that's what it was. Yeah, dude.
I was like, Will,
Caleb
what
thought
are
it
you
was
doing?
Will.
You
He's like,
gonna
Will, what are
scare
you doing
me?
over there, dude?
Remember? I
Like
walked
maybe
over.
maybe you thought he was just trying to go out for a cigarette or something, and Will was like, "What do you want?" And he was just still in Caleb's room, which is to the left, which you could see him sitting on the bed from the island of the kitchen, and he looked straight, and he was like, "What the fuck? Who's over there?" And then,
Oh my.
of course, I think I got it all wrong. I probably ran like a bitch. Caleb was like, "I'm gonna go look," and
No,
I'm
I
like,
thought Will was gonna scare me. So I was like slowly walking. I was like, don't try and fucking scare me. And I swatted the corner and no one was there. You're like, Will's in here. I was
"Oh my
like,
god."
what? Dude, I booked it. I was like, no, I'm already too deep. Like, oh, dude, it's like,
It's
I'm
like,
getting
yeah, like
chills.
that's one of the biggest things too. You ever see those like memes of people like running upstairs, but they like they shut the light off and then they run really fast?
I do that,
Those.
dude. I check the
Yeah,
shower
that's
curtain
me.
if it's closed when I take it a piss. Like,
Yep.
and
I don't fuck with that.
what I was
Oh,
at
and then the
my.
other, I think Will's bringing this shit with him.
Remember
I think
we
he's.
were at Will's and we took the picture in the face in the wall. I still have that picture.
I remember that picture, yeah, but I don't remember
His
like
house was creepy
that's
as
not what I was
fuck.
thinking of. That was the same house though that he had a big fucking group party. Remember his mom was pretty cool. His dad was
Yeah.
like pretty strict, like about like yeah,
You're
you
just
can like
annoyed with
drink and
kids
smoke,
being
but like
fucked up
don't
at
be.
his.
Yeah, he just had those really like firm parents. Were like, yes, you can smoke and drink with us, but you do not leave, or I'll literally beat your ass. And you're like, yes, sir. Like you would just like he would because he wanted to make sure you were taken care of, right? He was,
Yeah.
you're like
He's a
15,
good
16 years old,
parent.
whatever. So that's what he did. So and I was like, I bet you if I told him I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go home. His dad didn't probably fucking care because I could walk home and
Yeah,
I
you
lived in
live
the same
next.
trailer park.
Yeah.
But he had like a huge get together, so it kind of felt like I was like, oh, we should all stay the night. It was like I forget his buddy's name. He had a tall black friend, and then he had a couple
Was
other
it Trent?
goons that I forget that he.
No.
It was I don't remember his name. He was from out of town. I don't know how he knew him. He wasn't from Holly or anything. And then 'cause, Will used to move back and forth from Flint and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so it was him, and then I'm pretty sure it was somebody that you and I both know. I don't think we like really cared for them, but it was someone
A
that
lot
was
of
also
those.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I swear there was like 4 or 5 of us, right? And we all like set up like Xboxes and TVs in the living room. We were all just jamming out. And
A
then
LAN party,
yeah,
I
but then his
miss those
sisters,
days.
dude, yeah, right. But I remember very vividly. His sisters got like kind of jealous and were like, "Mom, tell Willie I want to hang with him and his friends." And his mom to get them to shut up. They were both like, "Just let your sisters sit near your friends on the couch and just be with
Yeah.
you guys. You're not getting in the way." And I remember we all of us, like even his sisters, we all just passed out where we were sitting. We all just like ended up this was where we were staying. Will didn't give us any pillows or blankets. We just kind of crashed on the floor.
Using the
Playing our
rug as a
Xboxes and-
blanket, like rolling it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Or a pillow
like those jokes
cushion.
where you like find like random shit to be your pillow or blanket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the point. That's funny you say that. That was exactly it. Is I don't sleep very well. I need a fan. You know me, like I'm a little bitch. So I need like I can't sleep on a floor. Like I just can't. It's just not.
No,
I
You
gotta be
live
really-
right next
you have your
door.
comforts, and
I'd be itching at
you
you all
just
night.
walk
Like, just go
home.
home. Just go home.
Well, there was it was too late. I had passed out naturally. Everybody just kind of fucking slumped over. So when I woke up, it was 1 a.m. I'm looking around. The movie that we put on for the sisters were still playing. Our Xboxes were idle, or some of them turned off. And I just had that thought in my head. Well, I used to get like, little over like in my head about it. I'd be like, well, I can't leave now because
Yeah.
I was thinking more of like an adult. I was like, well, I can't leave because then their door's gonna be unlocked. And I don't like when people do that at my house. Like even if tomorrow when you all stay
Yeah.
the night, I'd want to be awake so I can close the door behind you and lock it.
Yeah.
Because you know, if you were to leave, now my door is just accessible because you all
Give
don't
me a
have a
key.
key to turn it on the other side.
Mhm.
So I was like, fuck, I guess I'm just gonna stay home, or I guess I'm just gonna stay the night here. But obviously I woke up and I knew I was staying the night there, but I was like, fuck, let me go check his bedroom and see if anybody went in there because I want to go sleep on. Because I looked over and Will's next to me. I'm like, oh, if he's not in his own bed, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sleep in his bed. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I go in there and his one friend is sleeping on his couch that he had in the back
Yeah.
window, and then his TV's here, back windows like over here, right? And I'm laying on this bed, and he had like this little plastic locker thing that was sitting right next to his bed.
Yeah.
And I climbed into that bed and I put my head down, and no shit, within like 5 or 10 minutes, that fucking locker swung open and slammed shut by itself.
It's like, wow.
It was like hard as fuck. I was
Oh.
like, all right. I literally was speaking as if it was like, I was speaking to whatever it was.
Like,
it's got me feeling creeped out right now. I literally said, I'm going. And I grabbed the pillow and blanket. It was the real reason I really wanted. So I'm like, I'm going, I'm leaving. And I literally was like speaking to it. Like, I'm leaving, I'm sorry. I'll be out here. And I grabbed the pillow and blanket. Yeah, not Will's bed. But it was funny. I just was like, fuck it. I'm sorry. I'm out. And I moved back out to the but this time I didn't go right back to where I was because I was like the furthest away from people. I was like over here, so I kind of like went on the opposite. Like,
you're like
I'm
away from that.
Like, I even had like, you know how
Hit her first.
yeah, right. I used to do that as a kid too. Like my dad would even like be putting on a movie, and then it could be my dad didn't like horror movies. He wouldn't watch it. Could be any movie. It could be like fucking, you know, a car movie, right? It could be Fast and the Furious. And if we were sitting together, if it was like the three of us, I would have to sit in the middle.
Yeah, I did like that
left or
comfort
right.
of my parents.
Because any boogeyman knows that you eat the left and right first. That was my thought process when I was like 9. I was like, oh yeah, if I sit in the middle, I got these two guys next to me.
He'll be full by the time he gets to me.
Right? But if I go to the right, now I'm like, oh, I'm close to that kitchen door, which is pitch black now. Or if I'm close to the left, I'm like, oh, that window could shatter and something could come inside. Like, that's just what I thought of, you know?
Did that
like
locker wake anybody?
No, just me. Because I was still not fully
but
I wasn't fully asleep yet. I was still just kind of like, you know, when you go back to sleep, you're just kind of nuzzling back up and getting ready. And, you know, I don't know, maybe I was on my phone scrolling or something, you know, as you do. And I just remember hearing the doors slightly open. And I'm not shitting you, dude. If my face is right fucking here, the locker is right here. It was like right here. It just went, but I could feel the wind on it. It was no shit, like right in front of me. It was a plastic little locker with like football stickers all over it. It just held some of his, you know, controllers and extra cables and shit. Just something. It was like, you almost used it as like a nightstand. It opened up and slammed. And no joke, I knew it wasn't someone else. The door was closed.
Yeah.
And the other dude was still not. I literally like grabbed that shit, looked at him, and was like, "I'm going." Like, and he was just whoever it was. I don't remember. They were still
I'm
sleeping.
out.
That is so weird. The other night, I think I had sleep paralysis. I woke up. I didn't have a nightmare or dream. I just woke up. You ever like wake up in the middle of the night? You open your eyes, like immediately. It's dark, and you're like, it looks like the darkness is moving, and you start to see like.
Yeah, it's just your eyes adjusting, really. I'm trying to find as much like photons and shit.
And if I move and I adjust, like I'll get out of it. I'll be like, okay, go pee. But sometimes that's happened a couple times where I wake up and it seems like I'm seeing like waves and shapes, darkness. It seems like the darkness is not to me. Because I just woke up from like sleep. Immediately opened my eyes. And I was laying. Well, sometimes I like to lay there like because I tried meditating. You get in this state if you do it enough, or if you just melt. It feels weird. It's a weird state I can't explain unless you meditated before and like got there. And
this is gonna sound weird, but the closest thing I can relate to like deep meditation like that is I've had my body fall asleep before I have.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's weird.
Yeah, I was like laying there, and that happened sometimes. But because I was conscious about it, I was like. Sometimes I lock into it and I'm like, I want to see how, because it's freaky at first. I'm like, I'm gonna see how long I can last in this and like observe it, trying to see if I can understand what's happening. Why? It happens so quick when I wake up sometimes. I literally sat in it and I got this like impending doom, and I was like, holy fuck! And I knew it was like my brain playing tricks on me. I seen like because the darkness is moving and it started to shape over Nicole on her side of the bed, and it looked like this tall thing, and I was just like freaking out about aliens
You were
Yeah,
definitely
there were
manifesting
people.
it. You were thinking
I
predetermined
was.
thoughts. So of course, you're
Yeah.
going to naturally see
I
that.
was, and I
you're
saw
shaping
it. It's because it was freaking me out, but I was like, I knew I was making it up in my head. This similar thing has happened before, but I was like, I wanted like not freak out and get up and wake up when I observe it because it was super interesting to me. I didn't
Mhm.
think it was paranormal or anything. I was sitting there, and it got to the point where, dude, it just started freaking me out. Like I got this such anxiety, and I was like, Nicole. And she would not wake. She's the lightest sleeper. I literally got out of bed the other day to get. I was so quiet. And I like got water or something. And she fucking scared the shit out of me. I turned around. She's like, "What are you doing out of bed?" She woke up out of dead sleep. Like every single time I get out of bed, she
Mhm.
would not wake up. I was like, Nicole. And then I gradually, I was like, Nicole, like screaming and fucking shoving her, and she would not wake up. And then like for 2-3 minutes straight, until I finally was like, okay, I can't like observe this anymore. I flipped the light on, and I was like shaking her, and she was like, as soon as I flipped the light on, she was like, "What?" And that was weird to me. That was the weird part to me. I was
Bro,
like,
you just saw her paralysis demon.
I swear it was like and then because I was like, I'm manifesting this, and then I was like, after that, I was like, was I? And it was a weird thing because
Mhm.
no one wakes up whenever you're alone. Something happens, like no one else observes it or wakes up. Like I was
Yeah,
at my
and they're
mom's
like, "Oh, you're
house.
crazy. Just go back to bed."
I was at my mom's house a couple weeks ago, and that's
Mhm.
like where a lot of weird stuff like that story that Andrew was telling, not Will's house,
Mhm.
but my house. I was sitting in the kitchen, I was at the counter, you know where my bedroom is? So I was on the
No.
island. No, Andrew. I was at the island, right? So
Yeah, I do.
No, I don't know at all.
say the island's right here, and that is my bedroom door,
Yeah.
the closet door right behind me. I was facing it, and my mom and Dave and Nicole were all facing me. So I was in the kitchen, we were having a
Mhm.
conversation, and my door just goes click. And I was like,
Click.
look, guys, look. And everyone's like, okay. I was like, fucking turn around and look. And the door went back shut. I was like, look. For literally like 20 seconds, I was screaming, look, I'm not fucking with you. Because they didn't believe me. They thought I was just pranking them. And they turned around when the door shut. I was like, you did not. I was like, I literally was not fucking with you. Dude, that bothered me so much. They had such a window of time to turn around and witness this happening. They thought I was just making it up, and they still don't fucking believe me to this day. I was like,
Your door,
oh
your
my
door
God.
was fucked though.
Oh, I've had so many.
Are you sure there wasn't like a
experiences.
maybe there was just a window open? Did they keep that window open?
No, it was completely shut. It was the middle
Oh.
of summer, or like a
Well,
couple months
actually,
ago.
yeah, but sometimes there was like always a cross draft. I think I've seen that happen at your house.
No, but yeah, that's what I thought too, because it just
Because you know how your mom always keeps that front
went
door
back
open,
with force.
and then sometimes they keep they smoke.
and you heard it unlatch.
Sometimes they
It
keep
was
the
like
kitchen
click.
door open too.
They
The
quit
kitchen
smoking.
window.
Yeah, they quit smoking a couple of years ago, but
Hmm.
no, because it was completely shut and latch, and
Yeah.
I literally
It
the
just
handle went
Creaked
click,
open.
but so it slowly opened, and I noticed if you open that door, if you let it sit, it will open slowly, but it came back with force closing, and they don't believe me. I literally had 15-20 seconds to turn around and look at this happening. I was like, wow.
Just
dude.
manifesting, bro.
Yeah, I'm not
Gaslight
gonna
Caleb
go
the rest
on,
of the
but
fucking podcast.
Yeah, just manifesting.
You're crazy, bro.
manifest it.
Just
Nah,
gaslight
I'm
him.
not gonna go on. I can name a bunch of shit that's happened there, and it's creepy. But
Yeah,
that was the most recent thing that happened.
I was hanging out with my friend Katie, and she was going through. It was like
Menopause.
no man, she's
Oh.
not. I mean, she's only 1 year older than me. She just turned 30.
You're
30,
not
30.
57?
Yeah, dirty 30, dude. That's me next year. Yeah, no. I was hanging out with her, and she started to go off, telling me stories about her grandma and a ton of stuff like that. All these memories she had with her and whatnot. And she's like, "Hey, you know what? Do you wanna ride our bikes up to her gravesite?" It was over at Lakeside.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, I'm not doing anything else, and we're hanging out, pay respects to this woman that has such an impact on you in your life. Um, excuse me. Uh, so we get to the cemetery. Great start here. Um, we were just on our
Time of
bikes.
day.
It was 1 or 2, so kind of
Why didn't
midday
you just open
ish.
your mod menu? Change time of
What?
day.
Oh.
um, so then she starts telling me some more stories about like how this one time she did this one thing with her. I don't remember any of them. But what I do remember is it was an overcast day and it was really windy. And as time went on, Katie was reminiscing about all these times with her grandma. I noticed that there wasn't any wind where we were, but it was still, you know how like sometimes the wind will like pick up in the
Mhm.
distance and then hit you later or something like that. That did
Sure.
not happen. Like I saw the trees,
It was
around
like
us,
the
like
happening.
ooh,
You just went.
yeah, right. Yeah, like they were all whooshing and stuff because of the wind. They were blowing in the breeze, and then the next thing I noticed is I happened to look up for some reason, and there was a perfect circle around us in the cloud, like over the cemetery in the clouds.
Fucking UFO, bro.
Blue, clear blue sky right above us. The wind, there's still gray clouds everywhere. Else, all across the sky. It's windy, but we aren't getting hit by any wind whatsoever. It just gets super still. And then we start getting freaked out because we see this truck kind of like just cruising real slow through the cemetery, and we get freaked out because we're just teenagers. So we're like, okay, let's get out of here. And then I take 1 or 2 steps away from her grandma's grave, and I just get hit with this. The only way I can describe it is it felt like something. It was this incredible, like crushing, but
Like a
pushing
major
pressure at
force.
the same time. So like something was crushing down on my whole body. Like I felt everything, like to the tips of my hair follicles all the way down to my
Like
fucking
the
toenails.
gravity pulled you stronger. or
Yeah, it was
something?
down, but it was also like pushing
Right.
out from my center, and it was really weird.
You're about
and
to
like
explode.
dude, dude, I actually collapsed to one knee.
Wow.
And like I must have made a noise or something because Katie stops like kind of mid speed walk and like turns around, and then she just goes, gets like this super freaked out face, and I'm like, oh my god, am I about to die or something?
Right.
I'm having a heart attack, because I've been overweight all my life. But then the feeling goes away. Like it felt like it hit me for like a couple minutes, but it was only like a second or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then uh did she say it to me there or later? I can't
I
remember if it
waited
was
so she didn't freak you out. Whatever you're about to say.
yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I know. Just before we started to leave, while we were getting freaked out by the truck, and I was kind of like, what the hell's going on with the wind and the clouds?
Mm-hmm.
Katie said she's here. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, hey, I'm getting freaked out, let's go. And then that whole pressure thing happened, and then lock eyes. She looks freaked out. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Feeling like I'm about to keel over or whatever. But then the feeling goes away. We hop on our bikes and just book it the whole way back to her house, which she just kind of lives near the VFW, or her parents' place was near the VFW.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So we are just stand pedaling all the way back. Then once we get into her room to chat, she's like, I saw her in your eyes, talking about her grandma. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's some freaky shit, dude. Like,
Yeah,
get out
dude.
of me, Grammy.
Yeah,
Only
it's
being
like,
allowed
what do
inside
you
of me of
mean?
you is your cookies.
I mean, it doesn't help. Like, while Katie was, and I never told her this part, but it probably didn't help with whatever actually happened. The whole time I was like saying things in my head, like, I wish Katie could see her grandma again because she deserves that kind of stuff. So I did.
Thing is,
I don't
she
know.
spoke through you or something.
Yeah. According to her medium friend, grandma tried to quote unquote possess me, but not like
Well,
possess me.
yeah.
It was
That's
just like
cool
a
though, because your energy could be like literally physical energy. You can't explain where it goes when you die. It's in you. Where does it go? What happens? And if you
Mhm.
believe in that stuff, then yeah, I mean the energy. We're all linked somehow or another. So it could have like found the right combination and got you for a moment. You know,
Yeah, you know, our vibrations
yeah,
synced up.
grandma seems
We
like
resonate.
It's like
Yeah, I don't.
the
pretty
opposite side
metal.
of a magnet or something, and it just like
Yeah,
ends up
dude.
making
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, I don't. It was wild, and that's the other story that I remember to this day. That and
Mm.
the one I saw with my brother, and you know, Katie was there, so she can vouch for the
Yeah,
story.
And y'all's stories are a lot cooler.
nah, dude. I like your stories. Because I
Those,
literally got fucking chills on my arms when you're talking about it.
Hey, man, they're all experiences. That's
I have so many, dude.
not to
I'm
sound
not like
super
one
lame and
upping it, but
philosophical, but like, our experiences make us who we are. So like,
yeah,
it's not lame, bro.
we got a lot more to go.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I would handle it better if I got a new experience or not. That's been years. I don't know if I could like out of
Right.
maturity be like, oh, okay,
Well,
respect, or if I'd be more freaked out. I don't know. I
I
had less
think,
responsibilities back then, so
I
yeah,
think nowadays I'd be like, cool, you're slamming my doors. Are you gonna pay for that?
yeah, dude. Like
right, yeah. I'm just
That's
like,
where I'm at nowadays. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't really care. Just let me do my thing. You can do your thing. If you want to
be like,
make
really,
waffles at
a
3 in the
Wednesday
morning,
night.
whatever.
what's the thing, dude?
I
So
gotta work tomorrow, dude. What are you doing?
it's really been itching at me. I mean, obviously, it's really been itching at me because if this is something legit, like I wanna figure it out. And on my free time, Nicole is
Hmm.
pretty interested in it as well. And I used to go to the Northville Asylum before they tore it down a lot. I've had a lot of
Hmm.
weird experiences there, but I never got something to just like on video. I've never got something on audio, and never had.
Oh, excuse me.
I've had stuff move. I've never heard an embodied voice or disembodied voice.
Hmm.
Um, I've had footsteps. Well, yes, I did have a disembodied voice. Darren and asked Darren about this. Darren and I and Drew and I think some other people. We were walking
Hmm.
through there's like 15 buildings on this asylum. We were walking through a
Hmm.
burnt down school. We had a lot of weird experiences, like noises and stuff like that. I remember my friend and I, we all split up into groups, and we
Hmm.
hid in a cafeteria to one of these side buildings, and heard, which I thought we were more afraid not of like spirits or ghosts or whatever. We were more afraid of
Yeah.
like cops, because there was a police station next door. People
Or
did get,
hobos.
yeah, or people that were, because I've had a friend that went there one time and ran into like a homeless person that was drugged out and chased him out there. So I was more worried about actual living people. We heard someone crunching, because there's broken glass and broken stuff
Yeah.
all over the place. So we heard someone walking like crunch, crunch. So we're like, oh shit. And we were like tucked away,
Hmm.
and the noise got louder and louder and louder, like right up to outside where we were. And we were like, let's book it. So we booked it. No one was there, but we just kept
Hmm.
running. We were like, what the fuck? And we were walking through a school, this hallway, all of us, and we kept hearing weird noises. And at the end of the hallway, we were all in single file line. We heard straight up whistling of like a nursery rhyme. Is like, and like at the other end of this hallway, freaked out, and we all started running. That place is legit, but that's so I guess the reason I brought that up is because that, like, I need to fucking know that. For me, I need to know what that is and get more of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I need to have, like, even all of that happening. I can't explain it. I think it's going to be a never-ending chase, like a dog chasing his tail, because like I need more of it to, like, what, convince myself or something of something. I don't know. I'm not trying to convince other people. I just want to get answers. I was like looking at places I could go visit and whatnot recently. That stuff
Yeah.
is so interesting to me. Like, every time I talk, everyone's looking at their phone and their computer, like, fuck your story.
All right.
My point. So, did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
did.
Fuck your story. Fuck your story. So, hey,
Like,
look.
wow, that's crazy. All right,
Yeah.
podcast out. No, we can end it if you want.
Look, I have old man brain, so I needed to for our next little segment here. We're gonna give scary horror thriller movie suggestion.
Oh yeah.
But because
Unless
I'm an
Andrea
old
has another
man,
story.
I needed Google's help because I can't
Remind
remember
you of
shit.
some of your favorite films.
Yeah.
Google, what do I like?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I just pulled up a list and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I got one that was on rerun over and over, and at one point I thought I was like, I'm fucking sick of this, dude. And then I just realized, no, just like the movie Cars, I'll always want to watch it. It's such a good fucking movie. So
Uh-huh.
Well,
Caleb,
what
you got
movie?
one?
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, a lot of people shit on it, but I really like the first Silent Hill. But I've looked at it from different angles. If you separate yourself from, same with Resident Evil 1 and Apocalypse, the second one.
Dude,
those are great movies.
Those
if
two
you
are
separate
good.
it
I
from,
don't care for the rest.
like, imagine it just separated from, not just separate it from the game, because everyone that's diehard fan games.
Take them at face value.
Game fans, they're, of course, they're like following something
games.
for so long, and then someone makes a movie that's not 100% accurate.
A lot of
seen any of those.
a lot of those I
Silent Hill.
just take at face value, but
So I do like the Silent Hill one. But what I could say, shit, like I don't have movies don't scare me. I remember the one time, like I get jump scared.
Your favorite, what's just your favorite Halloween?
I mean,
movie?
it could be like
I like the OG Conjuring so much that I bought it like
there
twice.
You go. Yeah.
The
There you go.
creepiest scene was when she was, the whole movie, it was just because it was different from other horror movies at the time. The scene where it was just unexpected. Like, there are jump scares, obviously, and those are expected. The story is really good. And there was a scene that was just super unexpected that was like, it wasn't a jump scare necessarily. But
the one with the face behind the other head?
No. Oh, no, that was Insidious.
Yeah,
that's Insidious.
Yeah.
Same actor, though. He plays Ed Warren in that one. I think Lorraine was in that Insidious as well. Yeah, she was.
I have no idea.
But there's a scene where everything's going crazy in the room. The kids are screaming, and the parents come in. They're like, "What?" Everything's calm. But literally, you don't even notice it because the lighting is so low, and they're like freaking out. But the camera doesn't move. There's no jump scares, and then they're like freaking out and pointing up. And once you realize like where she's pointing, you see her like broken on top of the dresser, and she's like, "Oh." That was a creep. Like, it was there the whole time. It wasn't a jump scare until but because you don't realize it and it's in frame, then you look at it, you jump scare yourself. You're like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh yeah,
it was just like a disturbing image more.
Yeah.
So that I love. I don't have anything bad to say about that.
Yeah. Andrew, would you say yours was?
Oh, it's nothing of that same vein at all. It's
Cars too.
Cars.
No, I fucking love Monster House.
Yeah.
Dude, that is one of the best Halloween movies,
dude.
Because my stepbrother would watch it over. I mean, the credits would start rolling. He'd look at me and be like, "Rewind it," and I'm like, "Fuck!" And I'd put it back on chapter 1, and it starts off with that little girl with the bike. She's like, "La la la la, hello leaves, hello house," and then the dude just like, and it's like dun 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 dun, only in Battlefield. But no, it's like, but it's dude.
That is a great ass movie.
No, that's
at the end,
a
dude.
good one.
You know, it was a bitch. You know, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
whatever her name
We
was,
felt
Roseanne
bad
or
for
some
the
shit.
dude.
And she was part of the
Mr.
circus, and
Nevercracker.
he was like, "Oh, my love, it's
Yeah.
okay, darling," and she was all,
Leave her alone.
And the
Yeah.
moral of
"Leave
the
her
story to
alone."
that
Yeah.
movie is women
Don't and
women are always a problem. No.
yeah.
We hated Nevercracker, but it was really his woman.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Get off my lawn, dude. Mom was eating basketballs. You know how much basketballs
Well,
cost?
you ended up feeling bad for the old dude at the end. So.
I'm gonna recommend a
You know what?
classic.
Rewind that motherfucker. I need to watch it again with a new perspective.
Yeah, me really.
I'm gonna recommend a classic here. I'm gonna say The Thing.
Oh,
never
shit.
seen
I
If
that.
you
haven't
haven't
even
seen
seen that.
that, it's
I know what it
Scared,
is, but I
dude?
just never watched it.
here I'll read the synopsis real
It kind of reminded
quick.
me. The takeaway I got from it was like kind of Alien versus
It's a
Predator.
1982 film with Kurt Russell and like Keith David.
Oh,
And
Keith David, the
yeah,
black dude.
yeah, with the super
I
deep
love Keith
voice.
David.
Yeah,
He
dude,
does
he's
the
wonderful.
Arbiter in Halo.
Yeah, and he's taking over for
Commander
he's gonna be Zavala
Zavala. Yeah,
since Lance passed away. Rip.
right.
But it's in remote Antarctica. A group of American research scientists are disturbed at their base camp by a helicopter shooting at a sled dog. When they take in the dog, it brutally attacks both human beings and canines in the camp, and they discover that the beast can assume the shape of its victims.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I haven't even seen that, though.
Oh, dude, it is.
It's only because in older movies now, you gotta laugh at those. Oh. There
Yeah,
are
well,
older good movies, but when they get...
absolutely.
It's like when you don't
But-
show the monster, the creature, and leave it.
Yeah,
Or
no, that's
you look at some
a
older
good
stuff
one.
that's like...
That one I watched as a kid and it didn't mess me up, where I couldn't sleep facing the closet because I watched a Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah.
But
Even
I
that,
really
if you
like.
watch
I watched
Freddy
that one
Krueger
with my dad.
now, or Nightmare on Elm Street, like I did the other day, I was like, oh, that's kind of cringy. The
Yeah.
remake was... One of the remakes were really good.
But yeah, that's my recommendation.
They actually made a licensed game for it back in like 03 for the original Xbox.
Mhm.
The Thing.
I
Oh,
think it was more of like
yeah!
a third-person shooter kind of thing.
I played a knockoff of that game. It was some game on Steam that was basically mimicking that. Dude, War of the
have no
Worlds
idea.
fucked me up when I watched that for the first time. I was like,
Yeah, that.
with
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
The one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
dude,
like
I
that.
love the
holy
sound.
shit.
The
sound.
wa-
It's,
main.
that's
Is it-
what got me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
then
you're like sound
and then
engineer
you
over
notice
here.
like trailer music forever after that. I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
used that.
What's the
Yeah.
one? It's not even that scary, but it's a little. It's more disturbing than it is scary. The one with the cornfields. They made a
Children of the Corn.
no. They made a spoof about it in one of the
Signs?
Signs.
That was
Yeah.
That one disturbed me when they were showing my sister and I both were
The
freaked
alien
out.
walking across the
Yeah,
screen.
we're like,
where he's like,
it was
like
the first
in
time I seen an
mid-stride, you're like,
alien.
Yeah.
That was a good ass. That's a good ass movie. I literally was gonna watch that with Nicole. I told her we need to watch that
Yeah.
soon.
And they just like remix Charlie Sheen. He's like, wait, so she's cut in half?
Oh,
Like,
that's scary. I
the
watched
Yeah.
that.
What part of her is like?
Yeah, I
Can I?
know.
Just
It's
go
like-
see her.
Let me
Yeah,
explain.
that's when they spoofed. In the what was that? Scary Movie 3.
Yeah.
That was the part where they spoofed the Final Destination series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was mainly signs,
Those
though.
mess me up. I hate it. I can't.
I don't like.
It was the ring.
My
and
one
the
takeaway
signs.
is don't follow those
Log
those-
trucks.
log trucks.
Fuck
Mm-mm.
yeah, dude. Speaking, it's not even a horror.
Don't ride
movie,
roller
it's just-
coasters either. Those are bad.
Yeah, after 3, Final Destination 3, I was like, fuck, dude. Refund
Fuck,
those
dude,
Cedar Point tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Fucking
either
Cedar
log
Point.
truck from Final Destination can kill you, or it gets you out of the cops' way in Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Well.
was such a good game. Or Hot Pursuit.
The log truck giveth and taketh away.
Dude, 2025 remake, yay!
Hey,
With no microtransactions,
please. I love that game.
remake, please.
Let's remake Dude, why does that happen to me? I literally am mid like thought, and then it's like gone. Goodbye.
I don't know.
Mm.
ADHD.
Meaning is too tight, bro.
Yes.
Squeezing out all your thoughts.
I've been waiting
Yeah.
all day.
PP tip.
Yeah, dude.
Well.
That's why I don't wear hats.
Got a little yarmulke for
What a
my
funny
PP.
way to wrap this up, huh?
All right.
Better wrap up
Don't wear
those willies,
beanies; they
it's
crush your
Halloween.
brain.
Episode 2. We promise Caleb won't forget shit.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like we go into like
Promise.
deep analysis of like
'Cause now he's gonna
the
sit here
brain
and
and stuff.
rethink his whole life during dinner. I can tell right now.
Fuck. Dude, I'm literally like, let's redo this episode.
What?
That last
Nah,
part.
dude.
About 50
No,
minutes
this-
and this is actually episode 2, but you don't know this. But then like it's actually you won't even see this. This is
You
episode.
don't even start with episode 1. Just be like, "This is episode 2," and just
Do the-
go from
yeah.
there.
Do the fucking
Wouldn't that drive
Star
people? That
Wars
would drive
thing.
me crazy. I can't believe you just
Dude,
said
it
that.
drives me nuts when there are like I've seen movie series that are like it starts on the 4th one.
Star
yeah, as I'm
Wars.
saying, like do Star Wars.
And I'm like-
actually, this is episode 5. The
Yeah.
other night was 4. Tomorrow is 6, and then yeah, we'll show you 1, 2, and 3 another time.
Yeah.
I'll find like a good YouTube series of whatever, and it's like
Mhm.
the most. It starts with the most popular. That's how I find it. It's like episode 3. I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
one's the most viewed. So I go back to 1, and I'm like, where's 1? I can't find it, and I start on 2. Yeah, yeah. Fucking. Well, this is episode 2 of Lyrical Laughter, and we'll get out of your hair. Go play Halo with the Warthog.
What's left of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is sponsored
Dude,
by
what do you think-
Keeks. No. yeah.
Look at that. I got a fucking look at that. Fuck me, dude. I'm gonna be ball. I'm just. I'm gonna look like the Iron Man 1's villain. What was it? Obadiah.
Receding man.
It's Obadiah? Who the fuck? It's
I-
Obadiah.
with Robert Downey Jr. The
Fucking
first
Ichabod
Iron
and
Man.
Ishmael's cousins.
I think it's
Fucking-
like. Hold on. Let me.
Tropic Thunder.
Iron Man 1 villain. Yeah, it's Obadiah Stane.
Sounds like a metal band, death metal.
Right.
Yeah.
Just sing about being a man
All right,
made of iron.
y'all.
All right. Well,
Alright.
thanks for joining me tonight. We'll do this again soon. We don't have a set schedule, but happy Halloween. Thanks to anybody,
Yeah.
anybody, and everybody that watched this. Don't forget
Yeah.
to like and subscribe because we're on YouTube. We'll see how far this goes because stuff.
That's what she
Hey.
said.
I was gonna say something about YouTube
Hey.
demonetizing everything and suppressing.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, thank you.